Hey everyone, welcome back to DemDMs. My name is Matt.
I'm Fox Ghost.
And I'm Panda Ghost.
And today we're continuing with our Season 1 watch through of The Witcher. This is both Fox and Panda's first time watching through this second episode, so very excited to get into this one here. I think, last one we saw kind of got a feel for the character of Geralt a little bit, about kind of what this world thinks of him and what he does, right? With the ending of the, kind of the idea of the Butcher of Blaviken, right? Again, for those that are maybe new to this reaction series, I've seen the show already. I've also read the books, at least the ones that are this show is based off of. And I played a little bit of the games. I think you guys might have seen a couple of maybe clips of the show's first season, maybe, as well as, like you said, maybe played a little bit of the game, maybe some knowledge from that, but relatively fresh.
Yeah.
So, we're going to go into this. We're going to see what we have, but if everybody's ready, let's slide on in.
A daisy.
See, that's just wholesome. Look at that.
Daisies are cheap.
I can still kiss you, right?
Where did it go?
Where?
My daisy.
Oh.
I thought they were gonna find the body.
Spying on us, you creep.
Of course, look at her. No one's ever kissed that. Leave me alone.
That took a little bit of a turn from what you were expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was expecting some kind of monster or something, not
yeah. My mind immediately went to like the stereotypical monster movie trope.
Am I dead? How did it get here?
Well, it looks to me like you portaled it from wherever you were to here.
I think I know who this is.
She'll be coming for you.
She? She who? What are you doing?
It's a unique way of showing like material components, right?
Yeah.
For those that don't know, we're a D&D group, so we might think a little bit too much into things sometimes.
What's your name?
History.
Wait, what's yours?
Like I said, I'm pretty sure I know who it is, but I don't want to spoil it for
Well, you
Fox.
said his name.
No, her name.
Her. Oh,
Yeah.
I meant the guy.
No.
How much for a pig?
10 marks.
How much for this beast?
6.
4.
Jesus.
Sold. 4
Yeah,
marks.
Have you gone mad? You can't let them have her.
As I said, sold.
and that's her dad. Right? Lovely
Yep.
man. Lovely man.
You can't take me! Won't
Bet.
go.
This is about to get depressing.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is gonna get depressing.
Back to Siri.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we back to Siri. She no dummy.
Yeah. Smart. Change the most noticeable thing about you, right? I'd be also probably taken off the blue cloak, but you can't without cold.
Yeah, she-
is.
Yeah.
You'd
Or
kinda
maybe
need some-
maybe dirty it up.
Yeah, I mean, she's got really fine clothes on,
That's true. That's true.
Stop right there. I don't eat rat. Wait.
Takes your ears off.
Why don't you talk? I'm on the run. I'm supposed to be going towards someone. Instead, I'm running from someone else.
I wouldn't go telling my entire life story to some random person in the woods.
Yeah,
but
right.
That's fine.
Well, he might be mute, so it might not matter.
Oh, he's faking it. And he's a double agent.
Yummy.
Hey, when you hungry, you gotta eat what you gotta eat.
Rat doesn't taste any different from any other type of, crazy meat,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Probably tastes a lot like squirrel.
yeah.
So you never really encounter this kind of stuff in D&D, right? You always have like good berry and rations and shit, right?
Sure. I mean, it's one of those things that, like, not a lot of DMs focus on like the survivability aspect just because of like the time commitment that it takes to be
Right.
accurate about it. But you know, depending on what type of game you're running, it could be very
It's a trap.
immersive, right? Yeah, maybe investigate a little bit more before just running to the nearest campsite. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Without a care.
But here
Oh, oi! Fuck off! I'm so glad that I could just bring you all together like this. Unbelievable.
It's like, well, it's free food.
Yeah, food is food.
Here's our angsty boy.
Yes.
I love the way you
Quietly
just
brooding in the corner.
sit in the corner and brood.
I'm here to drink alone.
Good. Yeah, good.
You know who you are.
You're the Witcher. Geralt of Rivia.
A job I've got for you, a devil. He's been stealing all our grain.
Hello, quest giver.
Need a hand? I've got two.
Oh my god, he's following him.
Go away.
You gotta imagine he's like the most interesting that happened since he
Yeah.
got to that town, right?
Probably.
And you, sir, smell chock full of them. Amongst other things. I mean, what is that? Is that onion? It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, you smell of death and destiny.
It's onion.
It's literally fucking Shrek and Donkey.
The Butcher of
Yeah.
Blaviken.
Yeah, he doesn't like that name.
Do you know how many people wouldn't blink if you died?
Who are you?
To say a De Vries.
You should have let me die. At least I had control over that.
Oh, that's adorable, Piglet. Chaos is the most dangerous thing in this world. But just because you are conduits of chaos does not mean that you are capable of magic. This is the simplest of trials. Lift your stone without touching it.
I'm doing it. Your hand.
That's cute.
There is no conjuring something from nothing. There is a give and a take.
So choosing what is sacrificed, right? It's a unique way of thinking about material components and what that actually means, right?
Mm-hmm.
It'd be a cool like mechanic to incorporate. Like you can cast a spell in D&D without this material component that you need, but it's gonna cause a problem to you, right? That'd be a cool adjudication of how that.
It's really late. Very late.
I assume this is the lady that the mage from before warned about.
She definitely just did something that was something that gentleman did, right? So it seemed that the teacher noticed that when she chewed off the flower or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Istrid. You were right. She found me.
You found me.
My name. It's Yennefer.
Yep. Knew it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Fox even knows who that is.
Nope.
Well, good.
Your cloak. My father made it. He clothes Sintram's finest.
Philavandra.
The elves call him king. Last year he tried to claim Sintram land. My brother got an arrow in the brain. Every day I make sure his death's not in vain.
A lot of oversharing there.
Yeah.
It's like that typical NPC moment in video games where you just keep clicking, tell me more, tell me more.
Yeah, really.
Right.
Your shoes. Let's get you a fresh pair, why don't we? Abbott. Don't worry, he's one of the clean ones.
Nope.
I'd say you have got a bit of an image problem.
Clearly.
Yes, his main problem is marketing.
Yep.
Singing the tales of Geralt of Rivia, the white wolf or something. You know, the elves called this Dol Blathana before bequeathing it to the humans. There I go again, just delivering exposition.
Why does he remind me of Bat Pat? Appearance-wise.
Shit! What was that? It's like a tiny cannonball. Oh, I have to see this magical, this mythical...
Dunk.
Satyr?
Something, maybe. Yeah.
What happened with you? You motherfucker don't.
I am Torque, the Sylvan, a rare and intelligent creature. Did your mother fuck a snowman?
She can't stay here. Neither can you.
I've been here for weeks and can barely do shit.
Boy, I was paired with had a phobia of cheese.
Cheese. Who the fuck is afraid of cheese?
Lactose intolerant people?
Oh, there you go.
Now I could really go for some cheese.
You can see. Just look past.
Does every important character have contacts or something?
Yeah, I've been noticing that too. I feel like maybe it's an attempt to get the descriptions from the books
Gotcha.
as close as possible.
What are they?
Moon jellyfish.
I wonder if like he's able to like project things into her head, so he's like giving her confidence, or if this is actually her.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I was wondering.
Interesting. Back to the context comment. So pretty much they try to keep everyone as accurate as possible to the source material.
I believe so, at least in the earlier seasons. Obviously, for those that kind of know the drama that's going on right now, in the later seasons, they kind of break away from trying to stick too close to the books. But this season, I think, did a pretty good job of trying to like pick characters and get them to look at least similar to what you would envision from the book's descriptions.
Gotcha.
Like definitely Yennefer's eye color was a particular, choice by them to be that specific color, and same thing with Geralt. And
right.
I believe Ciri has colored contacts in, but it's hard to tell.
They look a little too vibrant to be real, but I have seen some people with really vibrant eyes, so it's hard to tell.
This trial tests your ability to control the ultimate expression of chaos. Catch lightning in a bottle.
Someone's gonna fucking die.
What's with like the laser sound effect? I would cap that thing first.
That's cool. Lighting effect going through her there.
The strong amongst the weak.
See one of your students do that.
There are mages like Sabrina who ignore their emotions. And then there are mages like us who are consumed by them. It is your job to control chaos, not become it.
I can.
Finally, back to the main character. Oh no, they're tied together.
Wait, that's my loot. Give that back. Quick, Geralt, do your witchering.
Shut up!
No. Oh, who's this?
He's Philavendrel, king of the elves. No one was supposed to get hurt.
What's 2 humans in the ground when countless elves have died?
1 human. And you can let him go.
His jawline is immaculate.
Yeah, it is.
It's like the Giga Chad meme.
Yeah.
You think this is about pride? My elders worked with humans and got robbed of all they had. And when they fought back, they were slaughtered.
Yeah, a little bit of world knowledge here is that humans are not from this world originally. The elves are. So so humans kind of came in and just took everything.
I was once Philavendrel of the Silver Towers. Now I'm Philavendrel of the Edge of the World.
You gotta imagine he's probably been alive since around the time that everything went down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Show the humans that you are more than what they fear you to be.
Take the high road, like he's saying. Don't listen to this. Don't listen to her.
I mean, you gotta imagine there's gotta not be that many of them left, right? Enough to take on whatever human groups are out there.
I'm gonna be sent home. We'll never see each other again.
This is not the last time, but we'll find a way.
I figured out why she ate the flower earlier, because he ate the flower when he made the portal earlier.
Yeah, you just figured that out.
Yeah, I just...
Yeah.
Elves are the original sorcerers of the continent.
Won't you just talk about this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, when humans and monsters all arrived after the conjunction of the spheres, elven mages taught the first humans how to turn chaos into magic.
Very reminiscent of, America's history with native peoples and things like that, and colonization around, the rest of the globe as well.
I mean, that's just kind of the nature of humans in general.
Yeah.
Come to new land, conquer it.
My real father. He was half-elf.
Ah.
His blood is why I'm cursed with a twisted spine. Why I'm only worth 4 marks.
Does she have pointy ears too? Is that why her hair covers her ears?
No, but it is one of the distinctions is her eyes. That's another common trait amongst elven blood, because they do designate down to 8th elf, I believe. It's kind of like those that have elven blood are a little bit more attuned to chaos, which is why she's a little bit more gifted.
Does this mean I get to ascend? Listen for the knock.
You've been working on her for months.
This jackass.
You must be able to give me something. Make Bernard proud.
What's happening?
Jesus.
This lady's a bitch.
Yeah.
It's you.
What did she turn them into?
You turned my friend into a slug.
An eel.
Why?
I took away her control, but she still has power.
Oh, is this like a final test or?
She's a conduit.
Sometimes the best thing a flower can do for us is die.
Those that don't graduate don't just get to go home.
Yeah.
They just let us go, and you give all of Netley's coin to the elves.
Filavandrel's loot not gift enough for you?
Look, I promise to change the public's tune about you. At least allow me to try.
When a humble bard
Gonna get it?
graced a ride along
Yeah.
with Geralt of Rivia, along came this song.
Hopefully that's moving water.
Right now.
Good thing that other guy didn't see him. He would have cut off his ears.
I'm Dara.
That's not how it happened. Where's your newfound respect?
Respect doesn't make history.
Toss a coin to your witcher, O Valley of Plenty.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is. I was waiting for that song to come.
I like that you can see the damage and the repairs that were made to his armor, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know a little bit of behind the scenes, but they had to keep fixing his armor, a bunch because Henry Cavill was just so hulking that he would just burst out of the...
I believe it. Have you ever seen the gif where he's cocking his arms?
Oh yeah. I will say this well, you could argue that there's a lot more positive ending. I wouldn't say good endings, but positive endings for at least our main cast of this episode.
Yeah, I mean, she obviously is not being turned into an eel, right? So
right.
At least moving on to whatever's next.
Right.
All right. Episode 2. So what do you guys think?
This one was definitely not as gory.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Definitely a lot
little
more
disappointed. I'm kidding.
A little bit more conversation than
very
fighting.
And a lot of lore stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean we're seeing what would equate to a typical side quest in the game, right? He gets told, oh, there's something out in the plains over there. Go take care of it. We'll pay you money. And he goes out there, and this whole story kind of develops, right?
Right.
So, once again, kind of getting caught up in something he didn't want to get caught up in.
Yep, exactly.
Which is a very typical theme for Geralt. But yeah, I mean, we got to see a little bit more, our first show of the elves, right? Definitely not just humans in this world. And then we're also getting, like you said, a little bit more of the backstory of how the elves, were here first. Humans, due to this conjunction of the spheres, whatever that means, these humans came in and kind of, were taught by the elves, generously, like how to access chaos and how to turn it into magic, and they used it to slaughter them all, as is typical, right?
Yeah.
And that it's interesting because normally you would think, oh well, just from like our own idea of humanity and things like that, that we would have been the ones that were there first, and then elves came in, or that they were both there from the beginning, right?
Right.
But it's almost the humans are aliens in essence,
right?
Right?
Exactly.
To this world. And it really, I don't think was discussed too much in here, but that is also where the first monsters came from, is during that time as well. So
gotcha.
Which is why Witchers were created and things of that nature.
Gotcha. So the monsters weren't there during the times of the elves. It was
correct.
Gotcha.
I mean, there's more that'll go into that, and the show will definitely deal with it. But just to kind of brief history lesson there, we did have this event that kind of brought a bunch of stuff into this world, and now centuries or thousands of years have passed, and now we're kind of at this status quo of like elves are kind of out living in like caves and distant lands and kind of shrouded in civilization if they do live near cities and things like that, and hated for just being themselves, right? And that, it's interesting too, because we see like what would be some sort of like dwarf, or I'm not entirely positive. I think that dwarves are their own race in this show as well. So we're seeing like kind of like an enslavement of that one dwarf that eventually gets so bad that he kills his patron. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I think like it's just a different way to build your fantasy world, right?
Yeah.
And that's neat. But yeah, and then we got to meet a couple of new characters. We met Yennefer for the first time.
Yep.
Which Fox knows nothing about, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm wondering when the thing happens.
Yeah. So what's interesting is that, and we'll get into this more later, but definitely was a bit of a shock for people, upon first watching it, so that we're a little bit more intuitive to the books, and the game. Well, more so for the games actually. Just obviously how that character's portrayed in that as opposed to this. And then we do see kind of like her getting trained up and starting classes, and seemingly like the not evil, but the very manipulative kind of combative version of Hogwarts, right?
Yeah, right.
And it is shown that both the male sorcerers and the female sorcerers are kind of kept separate, on two separate paths, and we saw that the male sorcerers, at least the one that we met, is somewhat in line with the mage from the first episode, Stregobor, right? And seemingly has some sort of deal there to give away information of Yennefer to them. Sure. A lot of the role of a lot of these sorcerers is to be advisors to the various kings and lords that
kind of like the guy, I can't think of his name, from the previous episode, right? The one that was protecting Ciri.
Oh yes, Mousak. Yeah. Correct. 100%. And then we're seeing Tissaia here, kind of seemingly making a choice that would to us seem controversial, right? Like, we know that Yennefer has this kind of intuitive magic to her, right? But at least from what we've seen of her in the classes, she's kind of falling short. She doesn't really know how to do kind of the simplest of things. And yet still she gets moved on to whatever this ascension is, right? Whereas some of her friends kind of get turned into eels and pushed into a pool to be, turned into a battery for, for the other mages.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if it's more because, right, Yennefer isn't... So, like, because she has room to grow, that's why she was chosen, right? The others kind of already, they run the higher risk of falling into arrogance and,
Yeah, that's kind of how I saw it too.
Yeah. Well, I think what's interesting too is, like, you kind of get the feeling from at least some of the girls that were turned into eels that they were a little bit more shy, a little bit less confident. And while we definitely saw that lack of confidence from Yennefer at times, we definitely saw kind of like a brashness to her as well, right? Which I think is what Tissaia is understanding to make a good mage, right? Like, you need to be willing to push the boundaries, right?
Well, and it also kind of goes back to for all the Skyrim people out there, the Parthenax quote, right? Is it better to be born evil and overcome that evil than to be born good, right?
Okay. And never have to face that challenge.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get more into this, but like, there are some of the mages have family connections where nepotism is kind of pulling the strings a little bit. Others are kind of just putting money forward to kind of get ahead, right? But Yennefer is definitely starting from the bottom and is kind of, what you would imagine would be to say is like pet project, right? She saw something in her enough to go and fetch her, right?
Right.
And it is shown that, like, the fact that she was able to summon a portal without even really knowing how to do that is impressive,
right?
For someone of her talent level. So, but yeah, definitely interesting. Excited to get into the next one here. Anything else from you guys for this one?
No, I'm pretty good.
All right. Well, make sure that you're hitting the like button on this video, smiting the subscribe button, and sneak attacking that notification bell to be notified when the next video in this series comes out, to keep following along with us for season 1 here. Also, if you want to put down in the comments your favorite moments from these past couple episodes, or anything, questions that you have for us on our thoughts of anything of this, make sure you're putting those down in the comment section as well. But until then, we'll see you when we slide into DemDMs. All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Peace.